All right, here we are on video 3. This is a quick one, folks, because I'm just going to start doing these strokes. And the first thing I want you to do is take your straight edge. Now, you'll be using this guy or this guy. I'm using this one because it's easier to see, for you all to see on the screen. But actually, for our purposes down here, I can do this. So I'm going to darken this line because the printer, when they printed this, well, they didn't do such a good job. Something was wrong with the printer. So let's line up the line here, try to make it as straight as possible. And then we'll simply draw this line in so we can see it. There we go. Okay. Instructions. Using the guidelines below, practice the 7 basic lettering strokes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These should be equally spaced, just as it appears here. I think one thing that people often start to do is they start to get lazy and the spaces get farther and farther apart. I want you to do it just like this all the way across. So this one is pretty straightforward. I won't do all of them right now, but you're going to carefully practice drawing lines as vertically as possible. That's all. And what I'm going to be looking for when I'm grading this is even spacing, that the line starts at the top, ends at the bottom. As you can see, you may be able to see, I'm doing just an okay job. I'm running over the bottom just a little bit. Now, one reason that's happening is because in order for this camera to work, I have to sit really far away from my page. I'm sitting back pretty far. And I have old man eyes, so it's a little hard for me to see this. If I was working on this in the classroom, I would probably move my chair lower or closer to the page so I could see it a little better. Anyway, let's wrap that up for now. You're going to continue those lines all the way across as vertically as possible. Now, another thing I want to show you is I am not pushing down really hard. Your hand will cramp up. So you want to be gentle with yourself and give yourself some patience. Put on some music if you want to. Put on a podcast. Put on a sitcom you've already seen so you don't have to watch while you're doing it. Because all you're doing is drawing lines, and you really don't need to do this in total sensory deprivation. Now what's happening here is a couple dashes, couple dashes, couple dashes, because the lettering happens on the middle, bottom, and top when you're doing the horizontal line. So let's repeat this pattern. Middle, bottom, top. And you can imagine this as being the center line for an E, or the middle of a fraction, like it could be one of these lines that you're doing. This could be the bottom of an E, or the end of a Z. The top here could be a T, right? Or the top of a 5, top, middle, bottom. Okay, that's all you're going to do for that line. These guys are actually the third one, which is when you're doing strokes down and to the right. So when you're doing this, officially what you should be doing is pulling down and to the right. I think some people, we have a tendency to go like this, and that's okay, but you actually, if you try it and feel it, you'll feel that you have less control. In fact, that was a little hard for me to do. Woof, that was too. Pulling down and to the right, trying to end exactly between the top and the bottom lines, evenly spaced at the same angle all the way across. Again, try not to push down too hard. Then we'll do the same thing over here. Now, as you can see, my lines are far from perfect. So I'm not going to expect yours to be machine quality perfect, but I do expect you to do them all the way across the line. Now we'll work on this stroke, which is used in like the C and the O and the Q. This is a tricky one because you're going to start at the top, curve around to the bottom. Start at the top, curve around to the bottom. Now this isn't a full C because it's starting on the line. My instinct, my hand wants to make this a full C, and so it's challenging for me. C, challenging starts with C. To start at the line and not make a full C, because a full C would be like this, with a little tail there. We want this to be just the left side of an O or a 0, and it's not easy. Boy, I'm out of practice. Here we go. Now we're going to do the other side of the 0 or the Q. Again, relaxing your hand. You just want to hold the pencil fairly lightly so you don't cramp up your thumb while you're doing this. And we're just going to do it this way. Bishoff is having a hard time. Y'all, I'm out of practice. I used to have much better handwriting than this. Isn't that interesting? Teaching is a lot of typing and not a lot of writing. Photography is a lot of typing and not a lot of writing. Architecture and drafting that I did in 2008 to 2011 or 12-ish was a lot more care and precision. I was much better at this back then. And then finally the S. It's interesting because up here they show the smaller top and a wider bottom on the S, but really for the most part it's pretty equal on the top and the bottom. So let's see if we can do that. It starts out a little below the line, touches the line, and curves around. This is by far the hardest one. I have never been good at S's. It's more like this, down and over. Up to the line, down and over. Up to the line, down and over. And occasionally I'm going to pause and look back here and realize these aren't looking so hot. Let's get it back together a little bit. Nope, that one's terrible. That one's okay. Get back up to that top line. There we go. Okay, so you're going to do that for the lines all the way across. This is all we're going to do today. I'm not going to subject you to more lettering because I know this is tedious. Again, you don't have to, but let me try doing this with, where's the R? Okay, R is 1, 2, 3, 4, I, K, B, I need to practice more, H, then we do the left side, then the right side, and then the F. You'll do this with your own name, obviously, and the date, I'm doing a nonsensical one because I'm going to use this for multiple classes. And the class period is whatever class period you're in. You're going to take a picture of this when all these lines are done and all of this is done, and that's what you're going to turn in. Okay, that's it for today, folks. Thanks for stopping by. If you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me the usual way. Reminder, this is a 3-video. Video 1 is on this page. Video 2 is on this page. This is when you'll take a picture of and turn it in. And video 3, I just go over this portion down here. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all soon.